Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Thursday, July 16, 2015. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Hey, remember what happened over there in China? They had some of their biggest days in years and years on that Shanghai index. Well, things are flat over there today. And markets up a little bit over here in the States. Gold's down a little bit. And oil is like that. So, not much really going on other than more of the same and a little bit worse. China's debt to GDP ratio just climbed to a record high. Outstanding loans for companies and households stood at a record 207% of gross domestic product at the end of June, compared to 125% in 2008. So, you know what the deal is. All of that dough they keep shoving in there to prop up those markets. China's a big one. And this thing looks like it's going nowhere but down. Non-performing loans had already climbed by a record 140 billion yuan, 23 billion in the first quarter, as the expansion in gross domestic product slowed. And of course, over there in Greece is the other news that they approved those austerity measures. They've lost their sovereignty. Let's call it what it is. And Cyprus, or whatever you want to call them, should be tried for treason. How dare they do this? Where is the outrage? Yeah, there was some riots on the streets last night. The people voted. 61% said no to the bailout conditions. And the ones that they ended up passing were worse, according to the Financial Times, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and everybody else that's writing about it, than the ones they voted against. Governments only support the multinationals and the banksters. The proof is right there, from the cradle of democracy to the death of democracy. It's right there. It's written in Greece. And big news over here is the Financial Times, big headline story. Yellen signals Fed set to raise rates this year as economy strengthens. Oh yeah? Where's it strengthening? Are those retail sales, right? That were down. There's no strength. It's a global slowdown. Again, look at all the commodity prices. From oil to iron ore. From copper to nickel. Whew. Too much supply and not enough demand. Which shows why. Little story not making much news. Japanese central bank downgrade forecast for GDP and inflation. This whole inflation thing is a hoax. Oh yeah, here's the story. If there's deflation, people are going to hold off buying things because they know prices are going to go lower, so they'll wait. That's the lie that they're saying. The reason for deflation goes back to the same reason why commodity prices are down, because demand is down. But we will continue with it because Abenomics, that fraud who's pumped all this dough into the system, and now they're saying they've downgraded their forecasts. But the markets are up. That's right. Across the board. Because the cheap dough, as I keep saying, stock buybacks and mergers and acquisitions. They've cut their growth forecast from this year through to April 2016 from 2% to 1.7%. Median estimate for annualized growth of 1% in the second quarter. That's like no growth at all. After all of this money pumping scheme. And Canada, that's right, it's official. They're in recession, and The bank slashed interest rates overnight. The Bank of Canada said the economy shrank by 0.6% in the first quarter of 2015 and by 0.5% in the second quarter. It has also lowered its projected growth rate for the full year to just over 1% and about 2.5% for 2016. You know what that is.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
It's horse shit. They're all saying what it's going to be in 2016 as they get 2015 wrong, and they keep jacking it up. So, there you go. They lowered their interest rates. Here in the States, manufacturing production was unchanged in both May and June, suggesting that output in the sector remains sluggish. Yeah, but Yellen said we're growing here. Manufacturing. That's where the money is in jobs, not those lousy jobs in retail, restaurants, and hospitality and healthcare. Looking specifically at May numbers, non-durable good manufacturing output increased by 0.2%, while durable good productions dropped by 0.1%. Puerto Rico misses first debt payment. Again, keep adding everything up. China, Greece, Puerto Rico, all the data coming in, no recovery. And it shows. Pew Research report, 84% of world's population subsists on under $20 a day. Which brings you to the story of what's going on over there around the world. And that is thousands rescued from stricken boats off Libya coast, nearly 3,000 saved by European authorities as flow of migrants across the Mediterranean continues unabated. More war, more destruction. Oh, from Libya. Thank you, Mr. Obama, Hillary Clinton, Samantha Power, Susan Rice, Sarkozy, and Cameron, and all the rest of you psychopaths and sociopaths that destroyed the country and had stopped this from happening when Gaddafi was in power because deals that he cut with Europe, particularly Italy. So bring it around all together again. The war, the destabilization, and declining economies, you can see where all this is going. Which brings us to Iran. Peugeot targets Iran recovery in wake of nuclear deal. It's all about money. And again, with peace comes prosperity. But Obama grids for battle on Iran deal. So here's the deal. Let's say that Congress overrides his veto. That's 6 countries agreed to do this deal. That means America will be left out of the deal, and Peugeot and other foreign countries will profit from doing business with Iran. Because if the United States Congress kills this, with the help of Netanyahu, the other people will still do business with Iran. And here's Nuts Netanyahu shooting off his mouth that only a pure lunatic could get away with because we have a prostitute media and people bowing down to Israel. Don't let them have their yellow cake and eat it too. Yeah, you remember the yellow cake lie about a rock that the New York Times sold us? That they were getting yellow cake in them aluminum tubes? He gets away with it. Giving the preeminent terrorist state of our time access to nuclear technology that they will ultimately turn into an arsenal of nuclear weapons and hundreds of billions of dollars to finance their terror machine is bad for everyone. Preeminent terrorist state, huh? Yeah, like bombing Gaza last summer, huh? And killing over 2,000 innocent people, destroying 90,000 homes, and wrecking a place that's 7 miles wide by 22 miles long. That terrorist state? Oh no, the terrorist state that overthrew Gaddafi. Oh no, maybe the terrorist state. We got to get rid of Assad. Oh, you remember that one? Here, you forgot? Here it is.
This morning, President Obama called on Assad to step aside.
The only way to bring stability and peace to Syria is going to be for Assad to step down and to move forward on a political transition.
The transition to democracy in Syria has begun, and it's time for Assad to get out of the way.
And it is just further evidence that Assad has to go.
Hey, how about the terrorist state in Afghanistan? Oh, breaking news. U.S. increases airstrikes in Afghanistan on Taliban and its new rival, ISIS. Yep. Hey, remember Obama said that there wasn't going to be any military action? I guess he lied, huh? Terrorist state? The longest war in American history with no end in sight. American official assholes have said that the strikes against the Islamic State were part of a defensive policy to protect the coalition. What a bunch of crap. When are people going to say enough? No, let's listen to Netanyahu. Don't let them have their yellow cake and eat it too. And here's the deal. U.S. offers to help Israel bolster defenses. More of our money with more armaments to give to Israel. It's a disgrace. I am outraged of foreign countries meddling in our affairs, and all of these people out there, from Hillary Clinton to Walker to Rubio to every one of them, saying that we have to stand by Israel. Nuclear weapons? Doesn't anybody ask Israel about their over 400 nuclear weapons? About Israel who refuses to sign the nuclear non-proliferation agreement? What hypocrisy. Preeminent terrorist state? Hey, how about those Saudis bombing those innocent people in Yemen? Terrorist state. And the prostitutes keep selling it. Disgusting. But Peugeot is going to be selling cars in Iran. And here's what Obama said about the deal in Iran. Russia was a help on this. I'll be honest with you. Oh, you're going to be honest with us? Wow, that's a change, Obama. How come? I was not sure, given the strong differences we have with Russia right now around Ukraine. You mean the lies about Ukraine and how you and Victoria Nuland overthrew Yanukovych? Oh, that one? We'll forget about that. I'll keep reading. Whether this would sustain itself. Yep, and he keeps on going with it. I think they get a sense that the Assad regime is losing a grip over greater and greater swaths of territory inside Syria, Obama said. That offers us an opportunity to have serious conversations with them. Yeah. How about minding your own business? How about fixing Detroit? Hey, and Detroit's fixing itself. Here we go. New Lincoln is made in USA. Yeah. Look at that Lincoln. What did they do? What did they have? Kids in video games make this up? What, you can't get over the Batman story, man? It's a video game car. It's no style. It's America. Out of style, off trend, behind the curve. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's Trends in the News.